Now, for activity 1.2, it's better to give than to receive. You have to illustrate the role of voltage in a circuit. Direction, let me read to you. The color inside the boxes below indicates the electric potential of a dry cell terminal. Put an X mark inside the blank box in between the terminals if the voltage will not make the electrons flow. R if the electrons will flow to the right, and L if the electrons will flow to the left. So, nakikita nyo yung color blue? Yan, indication yan kung papunta siya sa left, sa right, or nagpantay. Isusulat nyo yung X, R, and L dun sa gitna na box. Remember, electrons flow from high electric potential, meaning high voltage, to low electric potential, meaning low voltage. For activity number 2, what is my role? You will be able to differentiate inverse and directly proportional. So, sa ohms law natin kanina, sinabi natin na directly proportional yung current and voltage, while inversely proportional kay resistance. So, the directions. Choose your answer from the letters found in the figure, where A is the source or the battery, B is the current, C is the load or the bulb, and write it on the space provided before the number. So, makita nyo yan sa module nyo. Briefly give the reason for your answer on the space provided. Now, for activity 2.1, let's derive. So, nakita natin kanina yung triangles na ginamit natin for derivation of voltage, current, and resistance, no? So, pwede nyo yung balikan to answer the activity 2.1. On page 6, activity 2.2, Ohm's law in a nutshell. So, from here, you write the explanation sa relationship between current, voltage, and resistance. So, that's according to Ohm's law na discuss na natin kanina. So, you write it there. For activity 3, ay balikan natin yung schematic diagram kanina, no? So, you have to explain dun sa binigay na spaces sa number 1 and number 2. So, nakalagay dyan, which of the following best describe the diagram above using the Ohm's law? Current is I, V is voltage divided by resistance. So, nakikita nyo naman kung ano yung A, no? Nandyan na sa schematic diagram natin, yun yung battery. And then, B is the current, sabi kanina. And then, C is the lamp or the bulb. Ganun din for number 2. So, tingin lang kayo dun sa schematic diagram on the upper right side. For activity number 4, you have to find resistance. So, follow the format, given, formula, unknown, and then the final answer. For activity 4.1, again, it's solving. So, you find the voltage naman. So, ganun pa rin yung format, given, unknown, formula, and then the final answer. For activity 4.2, refer to the schematic diagram on the upper right side again in order for you to answer the multiple choices 1 to 3. So, magsosolve kayo sa number 3 and then mag-refer kayo dun sa schematic diagram above. Now, remember this, class, ha? The electric current is the value of how much electrons pass through a single point in 1 second. The charges always move from higher electric potential, high voltage yun, to lower electric potential, low voltage. So, from high to low voltage. These are the factors that determine the resistance in a wire. Temperature, length, diameter, and materials of the conductor. Temperature, kapag mas mainit, mataas yung resistance. Then, length, kung maiksi o mahaba. Diameter, kung mataba o manipis. And then, materials, kung anong ginamit dyan. Kung copper ba, kung gold, or silver. Pinaka-cheapest na sa mga metals natin is the copper wire. So, yun ang madalas makikita natin sa ating cross-section ng wires. Next, electric current is dependent to voltage and resistance, while voltage and resistance are independent of each other. Si resistance talaga laging hiwalay yan sa voltage and current kasi nga lagi silang inverse, 'di ba? Ang connected diyan si current and voltage. The Ohm's law explains the direct proportionality between current and voltage, nabanggit ko na kanina, and inverse proportionality of current and resistance. The Ohm's law is expressed as current with a symbol I, voltage V divided by the resistance R. Ngayon yung three quantities natin. If we are looking for voltage, we have to multiply current and resistance. If we're looking for resistance, we have to divide voltage over current. Remember this one, only the same quantities can be added up. Resistance, para sa resistance, so we'll get total resistance. Voltage to voltage, you will get total voltage as well as for the current. Ganun din ha. Current to current, total current. Now, electric current moves from negative terminal to positive terminal. That is called electron current. If it is conventional current, conventional means generally accepted. Okay? Conventional current moves from positive terminal naman to negative terminal. Now, the loss of resistance in a short circuit creates infinite current that causes wire to melt or burn. Then, for the reflection, you have to write one application on your daily life, and two unforgettable concepts, three concepts that you can explain, and four definitions that you have memorized. Then, last, check your understanding. May choices na dun sa box below. So, isasalpak nyo na lang yung answer. Then, for the post test, let me read to you. Assume a circuit with 3 volts. So, that is applicable for items 1, 2, and 3. Ha? A 1.0 ampere will give resistance of blank. So, you have to use the formula. A, 0.333 ohms. B, 3 ohms. C, 3.333 ohms. D, 1/3 ohms. Number 2. Assume a circuit of 3 volts for items 1, 2, 3. Ayan, 3 volts ulit yan. A resistance of 2 ohms will give a current of A, 1.15 ampere, B, 15 ampere, C, 1.5 ampere, D, 1/5 ampere. So, you have to compute. Number 3, assume a circuit with 3 volts. So, hanggang number 3 lang yan. Yan, 3 volts na yan. What formula is to be used to find voltage? A, V is equal to I over R. B, V is equal to R over I. C, V is equal to I times R. Or D, V is equal to 0. Number 4, a 12-volt source is connected to 4 ohms load with 3 ampere current. How much additional resistance is needed to make 1.5 current? A, 2 ohms, B, 3 ohms, C, 4 ohms, and D, 5 ohms. So, may dalawang current dyan, no? So, i-add nyo lang yung dalawang current. Number 5, a 2 ohms load is connected to a source having a current of 3 ampere. How much voltage is being supplied? A, 3 volts, B, 6 volts, C, 9 volts, and D, 12 volts. Now, if you are true, we check. For number 1, post-test, the correct answer is B, 3 ohms. For number 2, the correct answer is C, 1.5 ampere. For number 3, correct answer is C, voltage is equal to current times resistance. For number 4, the correct answer is B, 3 ohms. And for number 5, the correct answer is B, 6 volts. So that's all for today. I hope you understand the lesson. Do not hesitate to chat in our GC. And then all are posted already on our Facebook group. Ayun lang. So, good day. Bye.